basically creating a website from Photoshop. What we are doing here is we are trying to slice out a website and create a HTML CSS out of it. We are not going to focus on HTML and CSS creation, but we will be exactly checking out like what exactly we need to slice out or take the content from. For example, there is a website, right? So to convert this website into HTML and CSS code, apart from the HTML and CSS, we will need some images basically, and then some text and so on and so forth. So this is our curriculum for the seminar. We'll start with the tools required in the Photoshop. What exactly are the tools which you need to learn to follow this? Then what are the different approaches for different designs? Then we'll look for some tips and tricks which I have learned over the past 2 years. Then we'll exactly go into the slicing out of the PSDs. Then we'll see what's the images and HTML code, like how we can extract them. Then actual extraction of the content, what exactly we can slice out, and setting up a project folder. Then we'll wrap up this project. So to start up with the seminar, let's see what are the tools which we require for this to complete. So to start with, we need this slice tool in Photoshop. In the left side, the tools pane, you see there are a bunch of tools, right? You have to take care of the slice tool. It's a pen-like tool over here, and click over it, and you have enabled your tool. Basically, how it works is you make your selection, and it will provide you that selection. Now you can import this selection in whatever way you want. Like similarly, you can make as many number of selections as you want. Now other one is the slice select tool. All the slices which you will make, only the last slice will be clickable unless and until you click the slice select tool. Now you can go on any of the slice and just click over it. So the next tool which you'll need is the color picker. Basically, for creating a website apart from the images, sometimes you'll need a color from it, not just the image. Let's say this complete image is there, right? So if you see over here, this is some specific color. This is some specific color. So I can just go in, use the proper tool, and just pick the color, and it will show it over here. Clicking on this link will just show you the hex code, the RGB value, or the CMYK value. So the color can be taken in any of the formats needed. Then next one we'll need is the text tool. To see like you see here in the product, services, and contact, there are these are text. So as we know, with text there are multiple properties associated. So this is visible in the character center. See, this is a character pane which can be enabled in the windows. You can go and down the windows and select the character pane. As you see, this will show up. So in the Photoshop, whenever you click on a text layer, you will see this character pane, and you can just go in and look for all the details you need. Like this one tells us the font size, font. Now this one tells the font property, it's light, bold, or normal. Then from here we get the font size. From here we get the line height. Then there are a bunch of more values which are not required for normal CSS. Maybe in CSS3 they'll be helpful, but in normal they, they are not required. Just to give you an overview, this option increases the width of the text. This one increases the spacing between the text, like there is a word hello. So it will decide what space and what will be inside H, then E, then L, then O, spaces inside it. Then this one increases the font height. It elongates the font. It doesn't increase the size, it just elongates vertical scale. Then similarly horizontal scale, and then this one indents your font up. So basically all of these are not that much required. So and one more which is required is this text color. You can just go in. Basically, why this dialog box came up is this font which is used inside a Photoshop file. This Photoshop file is not inside my control panel or my system. So it is telling me that if you click on OK, if you want to know the color, then you won't have that same font. Like if you notice this section, if I say OK, this text will change. I can just go in, copy the color code and press cancel, and it will revert back. So these are the main tools which were required for this operation to be completed. Then the next topic for the seminar is the different approaches for different designs. As we guys know, in these days, most of the websites are coming in a format like they should be op opening in the same website should open in the tablet or the mobile. As you can see, this template which I have here right now, it has three buttons over here. It symbolizes like this one is for the desktop, then this one is for the tablet, and this one is for the mobile. Basically, this single template will serve on the all different devices range. So our design approach or the approach how we slice out elements should be different according to this. So like for this one, if we see, it's very easy to stretch or increase or reduce the height and width of the page. So let's say this section is here. If you see this image and this text and this heading, all of these sections, sorry, all of these sections can be taken out and added in the mobile website itself. Like if you slice out, let's go to the slice tool and slice out this image. Like we just go in, make a proper slice of with the dimensions we need, and then we can save it and just go to the page and apply the image. We can reduce the size like percentage with using media queries. We can use them. And I have one more file open with me like this. If you see, there should be a different design approach for slicing out this website. This previous website is a design which is more familiar to what we have normally on the web. But these type of designs, these are very rare. So we should have a different approach philosophy in our mind before proceeding with them. Like if you want to create this website, basically we have to slice out a complete image. Then we have to have small boxes, and extracting the content will just create us this website. And like this one also have different approach, like this logo and this navigation bar. These are all inside a fixed width. So ideally, this whole content should be inside one box, and it is a fixed width website. So how are you going to slice your website also depends on how you want to represent it. Basically, you want it to be on desktop, on mobile, on tablet, or just single on desktop only. Okay, so moving to the next, discussing about different tips and tricks. So let's start with this image and this website. Let's let's try to think to create this website what exactly we need. See, when I look at this website, I'll see this is a logo, I'll need it. Then this is a banner image which I'll need. These are small three images which I'll need. Then this is some text. This is some text. This is one image. Then I'll be needing these images. So I'm quickly going to demonstrate like what are the exact images I'll go for and how to make them. Like let's say let's start with the logo. Go in, just use the bare minimum logo you need. Then one of the tips and tricks over here is just use your guides. Using guides will ensure that you do not spill your content. Go in, make the slides. I have my guides placed, so it is very easy to me for me to make exact slices so that I do not lose out some content. Like, okay, one more tip is here like when I told you like to select some previous slice, you need to go to the select size tool. But what you can do instead is just go to some other slice and make a right click. It will enable the previous one and just click the left one and make your change. Then like here, I see this is some text, right? So I have to focus like I need this image, then I'll need this image, this is also one image that I'll need. But remember that this is text which I don't want, so that I have to hide. Also, I'll be needing a complete banner, which I cannot take right now because I have made small selections over the website, over this thing, this banner. So I have to first slice out all the small components which are on it. Then I have to proceed to the next one. Like here, as I told, these guides are important. If you make these guides enable, then it will be a lot easier and the slices and images will be a lot better. So just make your guides placed, make your selections. Okay, so there is one more trick over here. Like these are on looking at this one, it seems like these are equal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections. So what we can do is we can make a complete selection, then right click over it, then use divide slice. Divide horizontally into 5. No, sorry, vertically into 5. Move this one. So as you can see, I have 5 of the slices placed. Like here, it is not constant, so I can just go in and make them align, and I'll have my selections ready. Like similarly, I'll be needing this complete banner. Just go in, make the selection, then this one, then let's say this one. Let's consider this is an image. So now I have my all slices placed once, which I can take in one go. Now the part comes where I have to identify the content which is not required. Let's say what I'm talking about here is, see, if I need this image, I don't need the background. Similarly for this, I don't need the text. Similarly for this, I don't need white background. So now the next part comes is to make the undesired part remove. So if you see over here, we have our layers panel, and normally if we have an option to group our layers, like this gentleman which have created this PSD have made a good sections like footer, section 3 about, they are very descriptive. So I can just go in and toggle, say, like, see here, I can see it's a logo. If I toggle it off over here, the logo is gone. Toggle it back off, on. Now, what I don't need is white background. So I can just hide the white background. So this selection which I'll receive will be a transparent image. So this is very important part because this transparent image is required for many purpose, like we can introduce any image or any color in the background without taking care, like the image will be distorted or color mismatch will be there. Similarly, now this is the banner section. In the banner section, I don't need this buy now text, and I for now I don't need this color also. So I have removed these sections so that I just have the exact images which I need. So proceeding to the next, similarly, you get the idea. Just hide all the content you don't need and then just make it back. So these are the different tips and tricks you can just follow, like using guides and making the content color, this type of stuff. You can use this anytime. Now, the part comes where we have slicing out the PSD. Now we need to slice out the PSD. We have the slices in place with us, right? So next what we need is we need these images with us. What we can do is we can just go in the file section, go for save for web devices, click over it. Now this image will come inside and we can, okay, so this image will come inside. Now what we can do is we can make the individual selections and then just choose what exact image we need. Like here, this one should be a PNG image because PNG supports the transparency. Similarly, for the GIF, these are the options we can choose. Use PNG24. There is one option, interlaced. Basically, interlace provides us that if the image size is big, it should come in slowly. Like if you notice, sometimes in the website, if the image size is big, it comes in a go. Let's say there's image which has a size of 1 MB. Sometimes images loads line by line. Those images are interlaced or are divided into steps. But sometimes if the complete image is there, then it will first it will download, then it will show, which is not very suggestible. So you can make them interlaced, and similarly from here you can just go in, reduce the size of the image according to your need. Now this one, I think we should use the PNG24, which is already selected. Now let's say this one. I made a small selection over here in the shopping cart. I think it should be a JPEG file. You just go in, click on the JPEG, and it will become JPEG. Similarly, let's say this one, I want it to be a GIF. It will be a GIF, which is not very suggestible. As you can see, uh, Photoshop displays us like how it will be looking. As you can see, it is not very good right now. So we can just go in and stop this. I mean, revert it back to PNG24. As it is in the background, transparent background, we can use that. Similarly, just next one, let's say here I should make it a JPEG. Also, as you notice here, it shows like what exactly is the size of the file. For JPEGs, we can also define the quality. Like here, if you see 60 is the, but on the scale of 0 to 100, 60 is what is selected. Make it 100 and then notice the size of the JPEG file is to 7.727. Normally, it is suggested like drop it down to, let's say, 90. 90 is a good figure to be there, and you have a good mixture of the quality and the size. So you can decide for yourself or your required website or clients like what exactly size should be there. So similarly, when you are done with selecting all of them, What you can do is you can just save the file. Now one more dialog box comes up. First it shows like where it should be saved, and to start with, there's a file name. Here we can just go in and make a selection. Let's say website 1 and choose new folder over here. Now here we have multiple options like HTML and images, images only and HTML only. Now some of you must be thinking like HTML only generates the complete HTML, then why do we need designers to create those lengthy HTML and why should we pay for them? Mind it, this HTML will just generate a tabular layout. All the slices we make are just horizontal or vertical slices which can be easily generated into a table. If you go in and select HTML and images, what you'll get is you'll get a folder which have the website and the images. Let's see, let's try to save it. Yes, the process is done, and let's go to the new folder. In the images folder, you can see actually it is still saving. Okay, it's done. Here, these are the images which are sliced. If you can see over here, some of the images were which we required, but some of them are here which were not required by us at all. Like this was a selection we made. This was the cart image, but this image we never made this selection. Not this one, not this one, not this one. So we just need to say what exactly is required. So as I was saying, it will generate a HTML file. Let's try to click over it. So if you can see, I have the complete layout, but let's open this one in a notepad file. Now if you can see, it's a complete tabular layout, which is not very suggestive because Web 2.0 structure discourages using of tables unless and until it's properly tabular format. Basically, we cannot use table for structuring the website. Like right now, this website is completely based on table. Tables are structuring this website, which as you know is not advisable. So let's not use this one. Now let's move to the second one. As I mentioned, like the images. Okay, as I mentioned, like the images when we slide out previously, there were unwanted images also. But if we need just the desired images, see, because we made a few selections, like this selection we made, this selection we made, but this second selection you can see few blue lines. This selection was not made by me. So this is an undesired selection. So what we can do is while saving it, if we just choose the images, we'll get an option to make select the selected all user slices. So now we'll just get only those images which we desired, right? So no those one which were not desired by us or which were not selected by us. If I go in and save it now, let the process open. Okay, it's done. Now again, we go back to the folder. You'll notice now we just have only those images which we require, and we don't have any unwanted image with us. So it saves a lot of time. Also, if you see these names, if I try to rename it, you can see it's a very absurd name, right? Any one of them. So basically what it is doing is it is picking the file name as the initial, then it is giving a slice name like this one is 3, this one is 4, this one is 9, and it is naming them with this format like file name 07 underscore 07, then this file name underscore 09. So what we have with us is we can just in this section only we can just rename the sections, selected sections easily. Like here, just go in and edit slice option, and this is your name. Just go in, change the name, press OK, and it's done. Similarly, for every one of them, we can easily make use of anything. There are multiple another options also which can be used when we are like URL, target, message text, alternate text. As you can see, these are properties which can be used in an anchor. So these anchors will be used when we were saving it, we save it as an HTML and CSS. So if we use in that format, we can easily save it, and it will have those code snippets with us. So we'll skip this one for now. And in this way, this section is done and we have sliced out most of the contents with us. This also covers up this section where images and HTML code was there, right? So now the next part comes is extracting the content. As in the starting, I mentioned like website doesn't contain just images. It also contains the text, the colors. So one part of that is to identify the text. See, this is some text over here. I can easily go inside and extract this content. For that, first I need to identify which pane it is. It's about pane. Just expand that and just see what exactly text is required. Like here, lorem ipsum. We can just go in, press OK, and then select our desired code, paste it over here. In this way, we can easily take out the content so that we have don't have to type it down, obviously, because someone have already written it over here, which we can take it out. And the second thing about the text is its properties. As I briefed in the starting, you can get the font family from here. Then you can see like it's regular or bold, font size, line height, color. We can easily recognize each of them and note down while we develop our website. Then the second one is the color. Just go in, select the color picker and choose your desired color. Let's say I need for this box, I need this color. Just go in and this is your hex code. You can easily go in and save it. It's done. No problem at all. Now, if you can see, the apart from this also, you can easily decide like what exact images you need. See, like as I in the starting, I was discussing about the responsive site design, right? So this image, when you slice it out, like let's say, let's slice this one, right? Edit slice option, give it a name, dual arrow, remove the rest. Now we have our dimension with us. Let's try to change this. Okay, okay. This one just removes the. From here also, you can just try to select what exactly is required. You have the x-axis, y-axis, and then your width and height of the box. And from here, the other background options. You can select if you need. Like for this one, when I slice it out, let's just save it quickly. Go in. Also, there is a shortcut for the save for web devices, which is Alt Shift Control S. If you press them simultaneously, the save for web devices dialog box will open up. So this is also one neat and clean shortcut which can be used to increase the speed of your task. Like, okay, this was the image which I created, 12 arrow.png. Now I can perform various tasks on this one. Like, let's say I want to reduce, I have to again open it in Photoshop and just resize it according to my need. Like in the images, I can go in and create the image size. Like some of you guys, in the past 2 years, I am also helping out my team on various image checks or say resolution changes. So from here, I can just go in and make it smaller or bigger or anything I require. And the next topic we have is setting up the project folder. I have one project folder set up with me. So basically what you'll need is you'll need a style sheet, a reset style, then you have your images folder which you just sliced out. You can place it over here, then you can also place it your HTML file. I have opened them in Notepad++. As you must be aware, reset styles are used to nullify the differences between browsers. It's according to your website requirement. You can use it or not. Then you have your style sheet and then your home page. Just go in here, declare your doc type, then define your header, your meta tags, just link your CSS style sheets and then revise your complete section. This way, we can easily complete the process of slicing out one website from the Photoshop file or the website created in Photoshop. This was this is the end of this seminar. You can always ask me any question. If you guys have any specific question, you can ask me and I'll be happy to help you. Thanks again. Hope to hear from you guys soon. Bye bye.